My name is Cassy Summers. Welcome to the Curious Universe podcast. When you think about money, cash, currency, wealth, luxury, riches, what comes up for you? For a lot of people, resistance, avoidance, frustration, need, greed. A lot of thoughts, feelings, and emotions can come up around money. But today I kind of wanted to talk about the magic of it, about the miraculousness that people have that they don't often acknowledge because there's this proof of money that's required in this reality that negates the miraculousness and the magic that can show up with it. So I thought, how fun would it be to explore that today with you? Money miraculousness. So what does that mean to you? Can money be a miracle? Are you a miracle of money? What is money? Well, money it can be, digits in your bank account. It can be paper bills, coins in your hand. It can be assets. It can be gold and jewelry and gems. It can be real estate. For some people, money can be a prison, a jail. It can be taxes and working hard. Money can mean all sorts of things, but it isn't necessarily accurate. So, what do you know about money? What is money? What is money? Not what you were taught, not what you were told. To get to the miraculousness, we have to bypass everything that we've been told, everything that we've been entrained to get to that awareness of a possibility. So for me, when I was a kid growing up, money was a massive contribution. Just having it was a massive, a nurturing energy in my life. So I was the weird kid that was, when I received money, most kids I knew were like, oh my God, I'm going to spend it on blah, blah, blah. Like they couldn't wait to spend the money. They saw the money for them was a tool to get what they wanted. Yeah, that makes sense. For them, money was a tool to get what they wanted. For me, money was a tool to get what I wanted, but it was also an energetic contribution in my life. So I would rarely spend my money because it was such a contribution to have it that I would just have the cash, kind of like I would put it in books or put it in these magical little boxes. I was obsessed with little boxes, and I would keep my cash and my coins in there. Sometimes I would even put it under my mattress and have it near me when I slept. I just loved the contribution, the energetic gift that money could be in my life. Couldn't explain it to anyone. I was 12 years old. How do you explain, when no one's talking about it, the miraculousness that money was in my life? So when people would find, and they would see all this cash, they couldn't understand my reality with money. And I started to wonder if I was wrong, if I was strange for having this reality with money. But that's just what was true for me. So what's true for you? If you took all the information that you've ever received about money and just put it over here for a minute. I'm not saying you have to get rid of it, but access what you know about money, the magic of it, and then the one step further, like where I really want to go, is the magic you be with it. A lot of people I know think that they're terrible with money. They've either bought that they're terrible with money, or they've bought that they have it right with money, or they're wrong with money. And there's all this like soup of judgment around money. And money is not only just a tool to kind of get what you want, but it's also a proof of success, right? A proof of being right and correct. If someone has a lot of money, yet they're rude, they're inconsiderate, they're all these different things, even though we might not like their behavior, there is an agreed upon correctness, rightness in that person because they were able to make money. Have you noticed that? Yeah. This is where, a lot of people have these points of view about, rich people can get away with anything, that kind of stuff. And what if there's some awareness to that? And so money becomes a tool of proof, a tool that you chose the right career, that you're doing the right things in life. There's something right about you if you can make money, and there's something wrong about you if you can't. But what if it didn't mean either of those things? What if those that have money or create and generate money aren't right and they're not wrong? And those that haven't chosen it aren't right and they're not wrong. Because we see it on both sides. We see the, poverty, pride in poverty, like the idea that people with money aren't happy, or they're not kind, or they're greedy, or they're sinful, or all of these things. And so there's this righteousness and rightness and not caring about money and not, generating it, not having it in their life because they have ascended beyond the confines of money. So we see everyone instituting different types of judgment that validate whatever it is that they've chosen. And now I said choosing money, and that's kind of a interesting concept for anyone that has struggled with money, to look at money as a choice to have it, a choice to use it, a choice to be it. Often, many people have bought into no choice with money. And my sense is that's where a lot of the frustration and anger comes from, because they have decided they don't have a choice. And that one, any humanoid, if they're holding on to a lie, it creates anger. It's also the potency showing up to change it, to change where you have bought that lie. So what lies have you bought about you in regards to money? Now, Money Miraculous, this is a kind of a discovery I had once I started to acknowledge that the magic I always thought existed actually existed. As a kid, I was always like, but the world's so magical. And then it was like, no, it's only in the movies. And I'm like, oh, then I don't know if I want to be here. And then I started my, exploration of access consciousness, and it acknowledged all the magic that I knew was true. And with that acknowledgement, I applied magic to every area of my life, including money. And I have a lot of circumstances where bizarre as in like wonderfully unexpected, magical things have shown up. Money has shown up as if by magic many, many times in my life. I just had a experience this weekend where a perfectly printed, like as if it just came out of the printer, $20 US bill. I'm from Canada. I haven't been to the US in over 3 years. Was in an envelope that I know I've gone into over the last 3 years. And it was just there as if by magic. This US $20 bill. It was so joyful to discover. And I noticed this space of opening in my world, this massive gratitude I had for it. And again, no, like, oh, I could use it or I could exchange it, or it was like, oh, hello, beautiful, crispy $20 US dollar bill. Didn't mean anything. It wasn't significant. And the joyfulness of miraculousness with money is such a part of my reality with money. And some people's reality with money is you got to work hard. It's there's never enough of it. You got to work hard for it. Like do you notice like the contraction that starts to show up with that? It's contracted for me because it doesn't match my reality. My reality, especially as a child, was, money did grow on trees. It was whenever my parents would say, we don't have the money for that. It was like, why don't we just get it then? Like, if we need money to get the thing that we desire, then why don't we just get more money? And then it would be, well, it's not that easy. And all the things, all the reasons and all the proving and all the structures. And I would come up with money-making ideas all the time. And I was like, oh, we could do this. And there was always some justification of why we couldn't, why that wouldn't work. My sense was that anything was possible and that money would just show up for us if we just asked for it. Now, how many of you had some sense of the miraculousness of money, of cash, of gold, of wealth, of riches growing up? Maybe you grew up with wealth and riches. What was your reality before you learned anyone else's reality? What do you know about it? You've been pretending not to know because it's way too weird. There's a limited amount of money. Not everyone can have money. We only have so much in circulation. These were some strange conversations I would have as I was educating myself on money. I was educating myself through other people's points of view. I wasn't educating myself on how money works. How do taxes actually work? Most of us are like, I'd rather go to sleep than learn how taxes actually work. But what if that I want to go to sleep, I want to check out, I want to avoid that, that's not interesting to me, is actually a way to keep you from your money miraculous. Yeah. So why is that? Now, I'm not saying you got to go get an accounting degree. But I started to become very curious of how could I use taxes to my advantage? I own a business. What could I create there? How could this work for me? How could money work for me? Rather than me working for money all the time, because that's what they told me. No, you got to work for money. You got to work for money. You got to work for money. My sense is that money's not running away from me. Money's actually desiring to be in my life because contribution is not a one-way street. So when I talked about having money in my life as a contribution, it doesn't mean that it gives to me only. It means that it gives to me and I give to it. I receive from money and money receives from me. And the gratitude I have for money grows every day. Actually, ask every day, how grateful am I for money today? To ask yourself, how grateful are you for money today? It might not be a lot. If you're angry at money, if you're frustrated with money, if you're resentful of it, then maybe you're not super grateful today. Maybe you could find one little molecule of gratitude. And then I ask, and how much can I expand and grow that gratitude today? Because when people are grateful for you, don't you just want to be around them all the time? When they're so grateful just for you being, not for what you do, but for what you be, man, when I have someone in my life like that, I just want to be around them all the time. What if you were like that with money? Money would want to be around you all the time. What miraculousness do you have with money that you've never acknowledged? Maybe you're the person that always finds the sales. Like, no matter what, you will find a sale for every single thing that you desire. That's a miraculousness with money. Doesn't necessarily mean that you find cash hidden in your house like I do. That's a fun way for me to play with money. I know some people that, oh my gosh, they're amazing at thrift stores. So they'll go to thrift stores and they'll find like $2,000 pairs of shoes for like $5. Super brand new, beautiful condition. And they love it. And they love talking about it. They love sharing it, they'll do shopping for other people sometimes. That's their capacity. That's their money miraculous. Now, are they looking at it as money and cash? Maybe not. But what would happen if you did acknowledge that? Maybe you win things. I've been like just winning contests and winning prizes. I won this like beautiful ring the other day. Oh, it doesn't show up as beautiful on camera as it actually is, but it's like a $300 ring. And it was so exciting to win it, Just, oh, that's so fun. I love winning things. That's money miraculous. Maybe you find my niece, she finds money on the street all the time. That's her money miraculous. Maybe people gift you things. They gift you clothing. They like to cook you meals or bring you out to dinners. That's money miraculous. And if you acknowledge it, rather than go, yeah, but that's not money in my bank account. Yeah, but that's not enough. Yeah, but. No. If you acknowledge it, you can ask for more, and you can ask for different ways for it to show up too. You could ask for a miraculousness of cash. What would it take for cash to show up in my life as if by magic? What would it take for more cash to show up in my life as if by magic? Would it take for more cars to show up in my life as if by magic? Would it take for more houses to show up in my life as if by magic? How much fun and joy can you actually have with money? And you noticed it really doesn't matter how much money you have. I know people that have little to no money, and I know people that have millions of dollars. And there could often be a similar sense of stress, a similar sense of frustration. It doesn't matter. It actually comes down to what's true for you and where you're functioning from. If you're functioning from a financial reality that is not your reality, you'll always be discordant. You will always have unrest and disharmony going on. It is when you have that congruency in your life, when you have a harmony, a peace, and a sense of generative, creative actualization with money, get the sense of that, that's when you're in the play and in the joy and in the gratitude and in that sense of continuous living with money. Now, what if the purpose of money wasn't to make you happy? And look at that too. So ask yourself, what is the purpose of money? What is the purpose of money for you? Is it to prove that you're successful? Is it to prove that you got something right? Is the purpose of money to fuel your life, fuel your adventures? Is the purpose of money to buy all the things so that you can buy all the things so that you can buy all the things? Is the purpose of money to add nurturing, contributory things to your life? What's the purpose of money for you? Truly, what is it for you? Not what you may have bought from other people. Does it match the future that you would like to have? What if anything is truly possible, including a miraculousness with money? A pleasure with money? What if money could be a gift in your life? What if you could be a gift in money's life? And play with how that shows up. Play with not trying to figure out how that shows up, but play with the multitude of ways that can show up. Like my kids, they have a capacity that people give them stuff at stores for free all the time. It's so joyful for them. It like every time brightens up their world, and it brightens up the world of the person that gifted it to them. It's so miraculous because it can change realities. That's one of the miracles of money, of cash, of luxury, of wealth, is that it can actually change realities, including yours, not just everyone else's. I remember the first time I flew business class to international. So I got to the cute little pod. It's like you're in a little pod and your bed lies down flat. It was a really long flight. And there was something so generative and expansive about that experience and that choice that it opened up my reality to a different way of functioning, where as before it was choosing what was tolerable. Like I'm kind of a short person. I'm kind of small, so I can sit anywhere and be reasonably comfortable. And I mean, it was a very, very, very long journey and a very, very long flight. And I could have done it. It could have been fine and made it work. And experiencing that trip, and I've since then taken more trips in first class, business class. It wasn't for me. It wasn't the purpose of this is to prove that I can do it and prove that I have the money for this and prove that I am right, prove that my business is successful, prove that I'm better than all the people that are not flying in first class. And that energy's there. There's a lot of people that are functioning from that. But what it shifted in my reality was, wow, I don't need this. And choosing it, allowing it, having it, receiving it, expanded my world. And it was actually a gift from a really wonderful friend of mine, that ticket. So she changed my reality with that gift. And I always loved gifting people money, especially when I knew it was going to change their reality. I've tipped servers. I've gifted money to family. These kind of these creation points will open up, this space of like a possibility to change someone's reality. And it could be like $20, it could be $100, it could be $1,000, whatever. And when you be that with someone, when you go, well, here, and their reality opens up to something totally different, that is such a miraculous encounter of living. That is so joyful for me. And I ask for more of that. Could I have more of that, universe? I would love to facilitate more of that. I would love to receive more of that. I would like to gift more of that. I've had people gift me like, really wondrous things. And it has opened up my reality. And I've done that too. And it's opened up their realities. And imagine we were just on this planet, just like gifting, and receiving. That's, again, my reality with money, with wealth, with cash, with luxury. That's my wacko, weird reality, is that there's this fluid, undefined, unlimited communion and contribution with money and with others that is possible. So the more I ask for it, the more it shows up in my life, surprisingly enough. So what could you ask for with money? Money, as if by magic, the miraculousness of money in your life. What could you ask for that you haven't asked for because of all of these weird things of money, like the proving, the judgment, the separation, the rightness, the righteousness, or of poverty and all of those things, the righteousness, the wrongness, the shame, the guilt. Whew, yeah. What if none of that was yours? Any of it? Are you willing to know what's true for you? Discover it, explore it. Allow it into your life, even if it makes no sense to anyone else. You don't even have to tell anyone else about it. You don't have to tell them if you start suddenly finding different currencies in your home, all this money showing up. You don't have to tell anyone. It can just be for you. Thank you for exploring Money Miraculous with me. I truly sense a different possibility in the world with this. And I would love to engage with more people willing to choose a miraculousness with money rather than this reality's confined structures and forms and controls of money. Because for me, it's a really fun space to engage in. And I'd love to engage more with you. Let me know what shows up for you after listening to this. Maybe you had some aha moments, or maybe you just enjoyed being in the energy of Money Miraculous with me. Or maybe you hated everything and this triggered you a lot. I want to hear about it all. You can put it in the comments. You can reach out to me personally. What if more of us choosing a miraculousness with money can unlock a possibility with the world beyond everything that we've defined money as? Thank you for joining me. I'll see you on the next podcast. Bye for now. Thank you for exploring the curious universe with me. Your curiosity matters. And what if together we could create a greater, more curious curious world.